Yeah, this is a video response to Brian Price or B Price 144's video, Atheism is Funny. I'm glad you think so. Yeah, it's addressing the fact that you seem to believe that we rely on blind faith and see scientists and prominent atheists as somehow infallible and science textbooks, etc. And I found myself several times lately being accused of relying as much on faith as any theist. I've been told that atheism is a religion, that Richard Dawkins is the high priest of atheism, and such figures such as Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens, Bill Maher, Carl Sagan, Sam Harris, etc. are believed to be infallible by all atheists. Those were the names that you brought up in your video. I've been told that we atheists have to have faith to believe anything we read in science textbooks, and that we do so unquestioningly. Atheism is simply a lack of belief in God or gods, nothing more. You don't have to claim absolute certainty. I myself do not claim to have absolute knowledge that no God exists, but due to the lack of scientific or historical evidence in support of religious claims, and that the constant disproving of religious claims through scientific inquiry, it seems to me highly improbable that any gods exist. Improbable. I don't, like I say, absolute no certainty there. You could argue that atheism is a belief system, in that I have a belief in a lack of God or gods, but that's the sole belief that is necessary to label oneself as an atheist. It's not a belief that relies on faith, it's a belief based on evidence of natural causes and a lack of evidence of supernatural causes. Any other beliefs that I hold regarding morality or ethics, etc., may differ wildly from those of other atheists or indeed theists. There is no atheist text which tells us what to believe in these matters. When it comes to morality or ethics, I find it far more useful that we can analyse and discuss these issues without being held back by religious dogma. I've often been told that there is proof of the existence of gods, that the very nature of the world and the universe around us, working in perfect harmony to support life, and all the beauty of the natural universe are evidence of a divine and loving creator. But this is not evidence, this is an assumption. People see design where there is none. Excuse me. If we look at an aeroplane, we know that it's designed. How then can we say that birds, bats and flying insects are not also designed? They have wings either side of a body in order to create lift, just like an aeroplane. But if we had never seen birds, bats or flying insects, do you think we would still have created aircraft in the same way? We took our design from nature, and nature found an efficient method of flight through the process of evolution. There's plenty of scientific work to back that up, you can look it up yourself. Good scientists do not make such assumptions. The universe is carefully examined from the most basic up to the bafflingly complex, and every observation and experiment is independently analysed and repeated over and over again before anyone accepts the conclusions. Occasionally scientists do get things wrong or find anomalous results. Sometimes things are overlooked by one scientist only to be picked up on in review by others. Science is a forward-moving and self-correcting process, and there are many things still yet to be learned, and there are many things that science maybe will never be able to fully explain. But given that all scientific inquiry, like I say, has only ever given us natural causes and never supernatural, it's unwise to assume that that which we do not know is evidence of something else. It's merely a lack of current knowledge. Going back to the idea that the universe is a place of perfect harmony, created solely for us, through scientific inquiry we know that it's not. The universe is often a rather messy place, and in our own solar system there are perils that we could not know about without scientists making careful observations. Between Mars and Jupiter is the asteroid belt. Beyond the orbits of the planets lies the Kuiper asteroid belt, and beyond that the Oort comet cloud. Literally trillions and trillions of objects that could, and occasionally do, fall into orbits that bring them hurtling towards the orbits of the inner planets, of which the Earth, where we live, is one. And it's happened before with the dinosaurs. Only science will be able to foresee a potential collision, and only science will be able to save us. Why would God have created this peril that could seemingly randomly just wipe us out? And it's written in the Old Testament that the land, plants and animals were created for man to exploit. And this we have done. And through this exploitation, we have brought about the extinction of an untold number of species and upset the balance of the atmosphere and environment for all other species, including ourselves. Through our arrogance in believing that we were somehow special, we have become a danger to ourselves and to others. And if we are to save the world for other species, ourselves, and future generations, we must look to scientists to figure out how, and we must act quickly. It is true that science and technology must bear much of the blame and responsibility. Without the knowledge and the technological capabilities, we would not have been able to do so much damage. So science is not infallible, and scientists are not infallible. No one is infallible. And one would be stupid to claim that it is. Still, science may save us. Prayer almost certainly won't. As for following prominent atheist writers and television personalities with blind faith, and believing what they say without question, I suppose this may be true of some atheists, but by no means all. It's nice to know that there are others who hold the same beliefs as I do. It's human nature to seek validation from others. But I've never read a book about atheism. I've read books about science and nature, and I've read books about religion and philosophy. I've travelled around the world, and I've talked to many people about superstition, mythology and folklore. I went to school, I learned what I could. I've watched documentaries about science, religion, history, philosophy, and I came to my own conclusions. Anytime I get accused of blind faith, I know I did my own research, and I questioned all of it. Faith has nothing to do with my atheism. Skepticism and free thought through education and self-education has everything to do with it. I'm not infallible, nor are you.